All right, welcome back to Fleck Socks Podcast, episode 217. Today on the show, the autopsy of Kamala's campaign continues. Wait to hear why her team told her not to do Joe Rogan. Then we go over Trump's most recent cabinet picks. We're going to tell you who's a good pick and who's a Republican against Trump, aka a R.A.T. Then in Cringe of the Week, adults are trying to cancel this teenage girl for saying the no-no word online. And last but not least, in Urban Decay, we have some Spirit Airlines behavior, and this time, it's the employees fighting again. All this and more, it's Fleck Talks the Podcast, episode 217, ranked the best new podcast of all time!
Because words are just words until action actually starts. And actions speak louder than words, but at the same time, words speak louder than actions because sometimes it's the right thing to do. Very cool. Very cool.
It's Fleck Talks the Podcast featuring Richard Grabboy.
All right, 1 for 1 on the intro, as always. Guys, our country witnessed a moment we'll never forget. We saw a man get shot on stage, rise up, fist in the air, and in defiance scream, "Fight." Sadly, a lot of us have lost our fight, and that's exactly how the globalists want it. They want us weak, out of shape, and full of estrogen and microplastics. This is why we're excited to partner with Chalk. Chalk offers a whole lineup of products formulated to increase your energy, focus, detoxify your body, and boost your testosterone. The ingredients in Chalk's Male Vitality Stack have been clinically studied to boost free testosterone by 87% in just 21 days. Unlike the gimmicky vegetable pills or powder, you will feel the difference, and they have clinical studies to back it up. And right now, you can get 25% off of your Chalk subscriptions for life. Just go to chalk.com, CHOQ.com, and use promo code FLECKUS at checkout. 25% off of your subscription for life. You can cancel at any time. Chalk is made in America, and their all-American customer service team is standing by to assist you. It's time to make men's vitality great again. Get Chalk today. CHOQ.com is the website. FLECKUS is the promo code. Go there now. They support the show. Let's support them right back. You can also call or text them at 50 CHOQ 3000. That's 50 CHOQ 3000. Thank you to sponsoring. Now let's get into housekeeping. All right. Thank you to Chalk for sponsoring.
Thank you, Chalk.
Very cool. My subscription comes now every 3 weeks, and I got 25% off using the code.
There you go.
Feels good. They keep coming. I keep taking them, and I keep feeling good. You saw me in the gym the other day.
Yeah, it was crazy.
In the wild.
You want to tell people why? Well, actually, this is a funny story. Fleckus was benching on the incline thing. We both did the incline, like seated with the plates. He was doing 3 plates plus a 25. And you want to tell him why you're going up and trying to get bigger?
Well, because AJ from the Costco guys,
Yeah.
Big Justice's dad, he does like 5 plates.
So Fleckus is like Bruce Willis in Unbreakable, being like, I can do it if he can.
Pretty much. I put on like 3 plates and I'll rep it out. And now I'm like, I need to go up because this 50-year-old man who's juiced to the gills is doing 5 plates.
I guess he's juiced to the gills.
He's taking growth hormone or something.
He's got to be some sort of sauced. But yeah, it's hilarious that like you see the Costco guy dad, and go, I got to go up.
And it worked.
Most people, it's like someone stole my girlfriend or somebody did this, and it's like the Costco guy's dad.
Well, it's true, and Chalk is helping me achieve my goals.
That's true. And stay unpinnable. You know, it is back to unpinnable season. We just wrestled back power, and you know, unpinnable, it's a constant battle. Right?
They're going to try to wrestle us back soon.
Exactly.
And they're going to find out we're unpinnable.
Exactly.
All right, let's get right into the show.
Okay.
It's a Friday.
It is.
Another week has gone by, like sand through our fingers.
It feels good. Dust in the wind.
Yeah, that's us. Let's get right into it.
Okay.
We're going to go not too fast. We have a great housekeeping. Urban Decay is a little light. Cringe is packed. Uplifting is uplifting. We got shout-outs.
Yeah, we're having fun out here.
Yeah.
It's easy now. It's like, it's light. It rolls off the tongue.
Everything even the bad stuff, we're still feeling good because there's going to be a Republican conservative rebuttal to all this bad shit they're doing to us in the meantime.
Yep.
Speaking of bad shit doing to us in the meantime, Tony Blinken,
yeah,
he's got a plan for Ukraine funding. Let's listen to what he said.
As we're working to make sure that Ukraine has what it needs to effectively defend itself. The United States continues to step up. We've obligated just recently and pushed out the door another $8 billion in security assistance for Ukraine. That was in September. Another almost $500 million just a few weeks ago. And President Biden is committed to making sure that every dollar we have at our disposal will be pushed out the door between now and January 20th.
Why are you saying it like that?
What a horrible sentence. Pushed out the door, every dollar at our disposal. Crazy statement. And, you know, it's like a Trump defiance or like getting things done before Trump makes them do and say crazy shit like that.
But like the phrase, push every dollar we can of ours out the door.
Crazy.
Why would you put it like that?
And
like you have to probably, that's the part you're not supposed to say out loud. Like, oh, Trump's going to be in office in January. You got to give Ukraine as much money as possible. You just said that on purpose.
I know he's not talking to the American population. He's talking to the people they made promises to. You know what I mean? It's a different level of dialogue before you're kicked out of the of Secretary of State, right? Mm-hmm. And I don't know, man. That is obviously one thing where it doesn't look too good. But I don't know if Biden's really open to like these end of the game fourth quarter changes. He invited Trump to the White House, obviously, earlier this week. And I don't know, man. He doesn't seem heavily motivated to like get some last stuff in.
Or to like ruin it on purpose right before he's done.
Exactly. He's accepted his fate. He already got pushed out by the Democratic Party, so he's had like months to digest his role in history. And now he's probably just like, all right, let's not bother anybody.
Yeah, let me enjoy my remaining years.
Yeah, I'm watching Netflix with my grandkids.
Yeah, that's a good point. Maybe he made a deal with Trump. Who knows? All right,
That's not what I said.
we both
That's
agree
not what I said
that he did a deal, and the Bidens are going to cooperate to get
Obama's out
Obama.
of the deal,
And
yeah.
Obama's going to jail. Yeah, we all agree on that, buddy. We get it. All right, let's get into the remaining Harris campaign autopsy stuff.
Yeah.
Obviously, everyone's still analyzing the campaign. We're not going to spend too much time on this, but this I could not keep off the show.
Yeah.
Remember, they were going to have Kamala on Joe Rogan, and then Kamala spoke to one of her team members, and this is what they said as to why she shouldn't go on.
Yeah, and this is a redacted text message from a source that this person has staked their reputation on, so we're outsourcing that to them. This is not our information. But it said, just spent an hour with redacted. Said the reason Kamala didn't go on Rogan was the black staffers. Would you really go on Hitler's podcast? Was the line that made her buckle to internal pressure. Blank or redacted was very apologetic about this, saying, I know it's not politically correct, but yeah, there's a massive racial divide internally in the campaign.
So you can't go on Joe Rogan's podcast because you wouldn't go on Hitler's podcast.
Yeah, but
Joe Rogan is Hitler.
Yeah, so ipso facto, Joe Rogan is Hitler. And it's like the biggest platform ever. Trump already did it. Like you had a chance. It had nothing to do with my inability to have a 3-hour conversation.
And that was
because
before
staffers were radical on my team.
And that was before Joe Rogan even endorsed Trump. So he was like just trying to have both candidates on.
Yeah.
But it's good to see that she's surrounded or was surrounded by real dum-dums who are so politically motivated that they're siding with the idea that Joe Rogan is Hitler.
And that's kind of the thing too, right? Like staffers for each party are probably a little bit more extreme than the actual candidate themselves. Like Trump's here on the right, and then his staffers are probably a little harder, and then he kind of moderates and vice versa. And then Kamala is here. Her campaign was here because she moved toward the middle on her campaign, but all her staffers are still on that extreme left side. Think the extreme left side to say Joe Rogan is Hitler. He likes like elk hunting and like bow hunting, and he has like preservationists on and stuff.
He was a fan of Bernie Sanders.
Yeah, and he didn't even endorse Trump until the midnight hour.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's again the post-mortem, the autopsy, as we're calling it, and stuff will trickle out more. People are going to write books about this. People will have more to say, but it's just very fascinating. And we don't know. A big theme of the last couple episodes is how much are they learning from this, and will they make the same mistakes again? And I don't think they're learning a lot.
I don't think so either, but they're trying to, or at least pretending to try to. AOC was wondering herself. Listen to what she said on her, I believe, Instagram about right-wing podcasts.
Which podcasts are you listening to? Which accounts are you subscribing to? I'm interested, like genuinely. Let me know which ones specifically, which accounts, which podcasts, etc.
No one go tell her anything.
Yeah, chill. We don't want AOC watching this shit.
But they're trying to figure out why no one watches them. Like, they're trying to understand what happened.
Yeah.
No one watches them. No one respects what they say. No one cares about what they say. But on the right, it's the opposite, where all the alternative media is rising up and people are getting it right and got the last election correct. It's just interesting that they're kind of tiptoeing around.
They're sniffing around. They're looking
sniffing.
for what happened. What, The View didn't do it for you? Who are you guys watching on YouTube, right? And it's beyond just like Joe Rogan, Theo Vaughn, or different comedy podcasts like that, the Nelk Boys and shit. They're trying to dig deeper, and there's an entire industry based on like the ability to say things that the mainstream media won't say, right? Like that's where we are. We've often joked like, thank God they just are cowards or don't say anything. We wouldn't have a show otherwise, right? And even on the right, like that's Fox News, that they don't touch certain topics or won't say anything. So
Yeah, and then even Taylor Lorenz, who you guys know, she used to be a Washington Post journalist who now works for some other online thing.
Yeah.
She DM'd me and was like, hey, hope you're doing well. I want to write an article about your show and like the manosphere. And I said, like, what are the questions? I won't do it if it's a hit piece. And then she replied, no, it's not a hit piece.
Oh, totally not a hit piece. I would never do a hit piece.
And then she was asking like about your audience and why I started. And everyone knows I started the show because I had ceviche with Rob Smith after tennis at the Cabana. Went with him to a business lunch in Miami Beach.
Back of the Vespa.
And then after we rode home, got caught in a downpour. And then we were just laughing about it. I said, I should start a podcast, Rob. You inspired me.
Yeah.
So that's the origin story of the podcast. I think everyone knows that.
No need to launder that story through a reporter, even though it would be funny to see in print.
So that was the plan, was I was going to reply and just do all Rob Smith lore shit.
Yeah.
But then I felt like she's going to cut it out and then take my worst quotes and use it against me. So
Of
I left her
course.
on red. I don't reply to Taylor Lorenz.
Yeah, we don't really reply to people who are looking and sniffing around for hit pieces, but it is funny that there's a notable like interest now, and that interest only occurs after the result happens, right? If Kamala won, it would be like, oh, okay, that's nothing. Nothing's going on in alternative media or on the side.
Those guys botched it.
But now AOC sniffing around Taylor Lorenz, they're all trying to figure out what happened, right?
Yep, and then The View is trying to figure it out too.
ABC brass scrambled to bring in pro-Trump voices to The View and other shows. Quote, panic mode.
Oh. I mean, you had Meghan McCain on.
Yeah,
She's one of us.
She fucking hated Trump for 4 years, and you had her.
You should have Steve Bannon or Alex Jones on. That would be a good fourth seat.
The thing is, the ship has sailed. There's The View, your whole audience, just like Kimmel, just like Colbert, who were crying the day after the election, your whole audience is zapped, and they're a specific type of person, and they just want to be pandered to and babied. Like, you're long past the point of no return where, let's throw a conservative on there.
They would just cook you
Yeah.
in front of your audience, and then you'd be like, oh, so-and-so is hateful, and we're getting rid of them.
You wouldn't be able to lie to your audience or like hyperbolize or, cover the things that you do without any pushback. And I don't know, you could create a new show from nothing with like two people, two opposing on one side, two opposing on the other, and then like see how that works. But there's no saving The View with a token conservative.
Exactly. And the Democrat media is obviously trying to figure out what happened and how this all played out and why Trump got elected. I actually have a little clue for them about what Americans care about. We're going to compare a Democrat area from 2020 to a Democrat area in 2024. And in that time period, an illegal immigrant migrant facility was dumped in the town. And we're going to compare the numbers before and after, and that could be a clue for AOC.
So in 2020, Biden-Harris won with 77% of the vote. And in 2024, Trump won with 78% of the vote.
Oh.
So like a 50-point plus swing.
All because you dumped illegals. And Democrats will say, oh, we are supporting new arrivals by building a taxpayer-funded immigrant shelter.
Yeah, migrant shelter. They'll soften it up as much as you can.
But then the Republicans will say, I'm struggling and you brought thousands of third world migrants here that we're paying for and dumped them in our yard and they have nothing to do.
Yeah, you can't say migrant shelter after you have a 50-point swing in the votes. It's actually over, it's revoked, and it's canceled, right?
Exactly. And then like the overarching theme of that is like the faster people experience Democrat policies in their real life, the faster they run to the right.
That's why Maine still votes blue. And it's just like 94% white people up there surviving cold winters, greeting their neighbors. Hey, what's up? You haven't felt the effects of any Democrat policies, have you? No, not me.
I got 2 jackets on.
Yeah, I'm wearing my bean boots. So, absolutely. That's it. And that's another one of those things that like leftist media or The View or anybody, they could have more credibility if they had acknowledged, like, this doesn't seem right to me, or, push back on the administration. Instead, they just, let the Biden admin do whatever they wanted. And then people who were covering this drew viewers, right?
Yeah. There's no attempt to understand the struggle of the right. Like, hey, I have no money and my tax dollars are paying for these illegals from Somalia to live in a hotel and they get $500 a month and I need $500 a month. They just go, you're homophobic or you're whatever, Islamophobic.
Or it's not that big of a deal, or it doesn't happen as much as you say. Like they downplay it, and there's your explanation right there.
And even illegals are starting to like Trump. Listen to this next interview.
If you get deported, would you regret your support to Donald Trump?
No me arrepentiría.
He's saying that he wouldn't regret supporting Donald Trump. So you're really not thinking about yourself. You're thinking about your children and the future of your children.
Yes, I want the better for my children.
So even illegals understand why they need to be deported. And they're hoping in the long term that their kids can be here.
If you want to throw me out, I'd understand, because there's a lot of bad people here. And I don't know what supporting Donald Trump means in this context from an illegal immigrant who couldn't vote and speak Spanish. But if he's just like, hey, he's not that bad, like that's his level of
I like
support.
the man. I like the man.
Yeah.
And then Mexico isn't too excited.
And unfortunately, he does have to go back, guys. I don't know. I wouldn't want to separate from your kids, but
You should take the kids with you. Everyone needs to go. There will be a bus.
Yep.
And Mexico's not too happy about the plan for mass deportations as well. Can you read this headline?
Yeah, during a press conference this morning, new Mexican President Claudia Sheinbaum.
Scheinbaum doesn't sound Mexican.
Yeah, Sheinbaum Mendez was worried that mass deportation in the United States would lead to a drop in remittances. And remittances are people from the Mexicans in the United States just sending money back to Mexico, right? And that is 4% of Mexico's GDP.
So 4% of their GDP is just people sending money back via wire transfers and stuff like that.
Western Union to the family,
Union.
And
we've
I think in the first Trump administration, he threatened to tax remittances, because obviously that's something that just gets like, oh, you're taking money. Everyone says migrants help the economy, or do the leftist argument is they help the economy or do this. And it's like, by sending money back to Mexico to stimulate Juarez's economy or something.
Good point.
But thank you. But here we have a GDP list of like what in America, what percent that is. Like transportation and warehousing, 3.5% of our GDP. Construction, 4.4% of our GDP. Arts, entertainment, recreation, accommodation, and food services, 4.5% of our GDP. So that's how much, like, scale proportional wise, just getting money sent back to some family in Mexico after you cross the border is here.
Wow.
So
crazy.
It's like very disrespectful, and the Mexican president is worried about it. Like, I'd be worried too.
Yeah.
But fortunately, you'll have more people back so they can do some economically positive things in your country, right?
Yeah, they want to work.
Yeah, you don't need to suck on the teat of America and, just get money wired across the border. Crazy.
Exactly. And then, as we know, there's a lot of celebrities that supported Kamala, and now they're kind of distancing themselves. Can you read the headline?
Harris's Hollywood pals radio silent after Trump victory. They can't afford to lose fans, says an expert.
An expert. You already lost the fans. We already saw what you did.
Yeah. The only guy here, I'll still see a Leo movie.
I'll still see a Leo movie too.
He didn't step out of line enough for me to not see some high-budget Hollywood shit from Leo.
But everyone else, TikTok, the Diddy tapes, and the Epstein tapes are coming.
Yeah.
So you guys are going to lose some fans over that too, I'm sure.
Yeah, Mark Cuban is like leaving Twitter or deleting tweets as we covered, and now I think he's on like Threads or something. It's getting pretty pathetic. So
very pathetic. We're going to finish up this section with AOC.
Okay.
She's talking about authenticity and how Kamala was kind of like a failed candidate to start.
Personally, I don't. I think that a lot of voters really don't like fake people, and they're sick and tired of fake politicians. And so what I actually think is worse is saying something you don't believe. And so if during the entire time in campaign season, you're saying that you're down with trans people or like the LGBT community, and then you lose an election, and then the next day you say all that stuff was wrong. I actually think what people are more upset about is someone was doing something they didn't believe and just saying something.
Okay, so authenticity is important. That's true. But then she brings up trans people.
Like, can't help herself within the first 15 seconds. Has to mention trans people about in the postmortem, you know?
And then, and aren't, to be fair, aren't trans people like the least authentic people ever? They're like completely changing themselves at a fundamental level.
They're brand new. They just popped up. They're a blank slate with no identity, right? I'm Rachel now.
Yeah. And then like they keep bringing up trans people, and politics isn't about trans people. Like we don't care on the right about trans people at all until the left keeps bringing them up and prioritizing them and giving them special treatment, where it actually starts to affect normal people's lives, like in the bathrooms, in the locker rooms, on sports teams.
Yeah.
Drag queen story hour. And then the right's like, okay, this trans stuff's an issue, when both sides should have just let like kind of the people who are a little confused and doing whatever just like kind of ignored it.
Yeah, some gay guy in Portland was gonna be a lady no matter what.
Yeah.
And he just can't get in the bathroom, right?
But just Democrats kept trying to lead with it. And then you have people struggling, all these illegals here, crime's so bad, taxes are bad, inflation's bad. And you're telling me about like a drag queen needs to go to a library to speak to some kids?
No, well, not only that, but you just need to be authentic about it.
Yeah.
You need to authentically believe that that drag queen needs to read to kids.
Yeah, I just don't get it. And then we've seen them miss this way a lot. Remember this headline from a few months back?
Pete Buttigieg is a cheat code for winning in the modern media landscape.
Yeah. Pete Buttigieg, that was the key to success.
You guys missed it. You could have won. You could have won 400 electoral votes if you ran that gay guy with 2 acquired babies.
Because guys love Pete Buttigieg. Ladies love Pete Buttigieg. He's not a threat.
Black and Latino communities, they love gay men. They love supporting gay men. That'll change the electorate.
Exactly. So obviously the left is completely tone deaf, and they're pretending that all the issues that matter and whatever, and we obviously don't agree. And then the media and advertisers and stuff tries to play along temporarily. Like with X, they were taking all of their advertising spots off of X because they didn't want to be on a hateful platform. But then they see all the action and engagement, and now they're crawling back.
Yeah, advertisers set to return to X as they seek favor with Elon Musk and Donald Trump.
So there you go. Those people are starting to make sense.
Look who came crawling back, you sack of shit.
And AOC seems to be learning too. She took her pronouns out of her bio on Twitter.
What were they? She, her, I believe?
She had she, her, yeah.
Classic.
So that's the end of this section. Our last thing is AOC pregnant.
Yeah.
We want to know. There's a before and after. She looks a little glowy, puffed up, maybe got a baby inside.
Imagine she's not pregnant and everybody on the right wing is like, she's glowing. And she's like, we're complimenting her for free.
Yeah.
I
said puffed up.
All
right. Next,
she's eating good at a minimum, right?
At least eating seed oils. Mm-hmm. Next, we are going to go fast through this section. This is our Trump cabinet pick section. We're going to start this off with a thing I saw on Twitter that I thought was very insightful and very telling for the current climate we're in.
This is from Lauren Lee, and she said, I feel like I'm watching the NFL draft. I've never seen this level of public interest in cabinet picks. Usually it's just DC elite squabbling over who gets what. The rest of the country doesn't really care. Whatever is happening, it's not politics as usual.
That's great. And that's so true. And like we're paying attention to it more than usual. The average person is too. And that's like the transparency that was great. Like this whole process will be so much better if everyone's paying attention for every leg of it.
And then especially given what happened with Trump's first term with the backstabbers and the people who just weren't really MAGA loyalists, it's more important than ever, obviously, for us to get people who are going to proceed with the MAGA agenda, right? Yeah. Trump won in such a convincing manner that it's like we really need everyone to be on the same page. So
exactly. This is how you don't repeat the problems of the first term.
Yep.
We're going to go quick through this. DOGE, Department of Government Efficiency, is going to be ran by Vivek and Elon. That's awesome. We need that.
2 very smart guys who know how to fire some people, I believe.
Yep. And then next, You guys know rhinos, Republican in name only.
Yeah.
We also have RATs, R.A.T s, Republicans against Trump. It's a term you made up, I believe.
Did I?
On the show like years ago. So we have a RAT that got Senate Majority Leader John Thune, I believe. They kind of tiptoed that one in there. They just snuck by, and we never really had a chance. We had Rick Scott, but it was like a secret ballot. Not everyone was going to vote for Rick Scott, so we kind of lost Senate Majority to John Thune. Can you read some of his accomplishments?
Yeah, he denied election fraud in 2020, didn't want Trump to run in 2024. Good instincts there, brother. Wanted Pence to take over from Trump, friends with Liz Cheney, fawning photo with Zelensky, observed the anniversary of January 6th. Jesus.
Tough script.
Yeah.
But hopefully he's base now.
I mean, it's a matter of exerting pressure and doing the right thing. And these kind of appointments, or this was obviously an election based on the other senators to elect their majority leader, you don't know if they're going to do the right thing until the hard moment comes. And that's the worst part about it. Like, there's going to be some close vote or big moment, and then we'll see if he's our guy or not.
He'll John McCain us.
Yeah, exactly.
Hopefully not. Another one of those potential rats, Rubio.
Well, hold on. We're on rat watch. We're rat hunters, but we're not accusing anyone right now.
John Thune is a...
I know, but everyone's got to play their game. He, in the past, has been a rat.
Yeah.
Marco Rubio, I want to chill out a little bit. He's not a favorite pick, but everybody's got a chance to prove themselves a little bit.
Last time I checked, Marco Rubio was a rat, and I haven't checked back in since.
Exactly. I haven't touched base. And it's like,
he's a Florida guy, and I'm hoping he's a whole new man.
He's our senator, and you're going to be a rat when you have to run against Trump in 2016 in the primaries, and then that leaves a bad taste in your mouth. He insulted you on stage. He called you little Marco. And so, I don't know, olive branch, whatever.
Hoping for the best.
Everyone has an arc. J.D. Vance has been killer. He said some negative things about Trump, right? So we're on rat watch. There, tornado warning versus tornado watch?
Yeah.
We're on rat watch, not rat warning yet. But it's very quick to change, right?
It can be elevated if it needs to be.
Exactly. So Rubio's obviously Secretary of State or nominated for it, right?
And that leaves that Senate seat open. So people are saying maybe Laura Trump can go do it.
Yeah, but that's up to Ronnie. That's up to Ron DeSantis, right?
That would be sick, though.
Yeah.
And then we do have Tulsi. Mm-hmm. She's the DNI, the head of DNI.
Yep.
Is that DNI? They said Director of National Intelligence?
Yep.
So that's, I'm fine with that.
I don't know. We're on rat watch again.
I'm on rat watch.
Warning.
She's not a Republican.
Tulsi was a Democrat fucking 10 minutes ago. So
let's get into some of the good ones. Mm-hmm. Kash Patel, head of the FBI.
Banger.
Love that one. Mm-hmm. Pete Hegseth, Secretary of Defense.
Yeah. Random.
Very random. Mm-hmm. Did not expect that. I was actually on the phone with Raheem, and then they announced it on Fox News, and I was like, Raheem, Pete Hegseth, Secretary of Defense. And we're just like, what? Was way better than the last guy who had that COVID mask. Pete Hegseth has "We the People" tattooed to his arm.
Yeah.
He has some Christian tattoos. I like to see that. We like the choice, but we also have expectations. Yeah. We don't need Ukraine and Israel shit.
Very little of that, please.
And we do have a clip here we're going to play.
Anyone that wants to take the stage and talk about dual loyalty is dead wrong. What this organization represents, what Western civilization represents today, is an understanding that Zionism and Americanism are the front lines of Western civilization and freedom in our world today.
Okay.
Not great.
We can't assume the worst based on something someone said years ago, maybe. But what's important is that alternative media voices their concerns and voices their expectations.
Yeah.
So, he said that at some fundraiser maybe a few years ago.
It's like an Israel event. It's like
some sort of Israel event. Yeah. I wasn't there.
Young Israel or something.
So what we need to do is let Pete Hegseth know that we don't want to do that Israel shit. We don't want to do Ukraine shit, give our money away and fight in wars. That's not what we're looking for. You're the Secretary of Defense. You're a base guy. You're America first. hopefully in your worldview, you realize that there's not much place for that.
No money going anywhere. But fortunately, he's more based on the domestic side of things, right? He wrote a book called The War on Warriors, which is basically like a whole summation of everything they're doing that's stupid in the current military, like the woke shit, DEI, encouraging basically everything pussy, right? Mm-hmm. And that's getting in the way of real operators. You want to play this clip?
Yep.
There's a chance to course correct it, but it would take the new Trump administration going after it really hard.
How would they correct it?
Well, first of all, you got to fire, you got to fire the chairman of the Joint Chiefs, and you got to fire this. I mean, obviously, you're going to bring in a new Secretary of Defense, but any general that was involved, general, admiral, whatever that was involved in any of the DEI woke shit, it's got to go. Either you're in for war fighting, and that's it. And that's the only litmus test we care about. You got to get DEI and CRT out of military academies, so you're not training young officers to be baptized in this type of thinking. And then, whatever the standards, whatever the combat standards were, say, in, 1995, let's just make those the standards. And as far as recruiting, to hire the guy that, did Top Gun Maverick and create some real ads that motivate people to want to serve.
Okay. So that's the thing is he just wrote a book on all of this. And so that's on the forefront of his mind. That's what he's going to be doing, basically, Good. Right? And he actually said a rule or something that we've said on the podcast before, which is when showing your kids cartoons, just show kids your cartoons in 1990. And he said, just go to the military recruitment or military standards from 1995, which I love to see, right?
Show watcher.
There was nothing wrong with what we were doing in 1995, right?
Secretary of Defense show watcher.
Yeah.
And then there is, so that thing he said about firing everyone, that is going to be put into action. Can you read this?
Breaking, the Trump transition team is drafting an executive order to create a warrior board of retired senior military personnel with the authority to review and recommend removal of 3- and 4-star generals deemed unfit for leadership or woke. Wall Street Journal.
Love to see that.
Yeah.
All right, let's move on to our next pick.
So medium on international relations, or particularly just with Israel, but great on domestic and has a vision. Like, if you just wrote a book on all this stuff, it's like, oh, I'm going to do fucking everything I wrote in that book.
Exactly.
So I'm actually want to read that before the administration even starts.
Me too. You should read it and let me know how it goes.
Yeah, you will be on page 1 like LeBron James, and that's that.
You just can't read a book.
He can't read.
Let's do Matt Gaetz now.
Matt Gaetz obviously was nominated as Attorney General by Trump and immediately resigned from Congress. So he
won his race and then resigned?
Yeah, like immediately. Smart. No going back, burn the boats. So he'll be listless in the night if he somehow doesn't get confirmed, right?
Interesting.
Which leads us to believe that he's a lock. He knows he's a lock or something else is going on.
A recession appointee, right?
Recess appointments.
Recess appointee.
Yeah, no recession.
No recession.
No recession. Trump's president now. No recession.
That's great. And then people are giving him a hard time, saying that he's like not a serious pick and he's not qualified. Remember they put Rachel Levine and that other guy in a costume and said that he's in charge of the health.
Yeah.
We're not playing any games like that.
Yeah, exactly. And one thing about Gaetz, he is a MAGA loyalist through and through.
Yep.
So, and he knows he knows who our political enemies are. He knows which rocks to look under. He's been on the House Ethics Committee for a long time, so he's been sniffing around these, misappropriations or whatever, these bad things that people are up to. You've seen him on some of the highlights, like questioning people. And he's going to wield the Justice Department in a way that I think works. And people are obviously attacking his character now immediately and saying like rumors and shit. It's like, I don't really give a shit. Let's see what you do in office.
Yep.
And go hard, right?
And John Bolton is not happy with that pick. That's always a good sign.
Yeah, John Bolton calls Trump's nomination of Matt Gaetz the worst nomination for a cabinet position in American history. Okay, John.
That's you, John.
See you later, John.
And then some people think that he's anti-Semitic.
Yeah.
Jonathan Greenblatt of the ADL.
He said Rep. Matt Gaetz has a long history of trafficking and anti-Semitism, from explaining his vote against the bipartisan Anti-Semitism Awareness Act by invoking the centuries-old trope that Jews killed Jesus, to defending the Great Replacement theory and inviting a Holocaust denier as his 2018 State of the Union guest. He should not be appointed to any high office, much less one overseeing the impartial execution of our nation's law.
All right, I'm liking Matt Gaetz.
Yeah, he also has taken $0 from APAC.
All right.
So we got some good, we got some bad, we got some, I don't know.
We got our hitter in there.
Yeah, Jonathan Greenblatt. I like anything that makes him upset for sure.
And then last but not least, the most recent pick Trump added was RFK to HHS.
Yeah, big. And I think it was questionable whether or not he was going to get a full appointment or kind of be an advisor, and he did it.
Full appointment, that's huge. And then as a result, a lot of the big pharma's stocks are tanking, knowing that RFK is coming to town.
Moderna and Pfizer after hours are not looking good. And RFK, like, I don't really agree with everything he does, but I know he's passionate and he's like a disruptor. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
So Trump can't do everything. He can't fight a war on all fronts. RFK was part of the coalition who came in and helped.
He's a motivated guy, and this is his passion. So we love to see it. And then to wrap up this part of the show, Fetterman had this to say about all of Trump's picks.
I mean, I would describe it as God tier level trolling to just trigger a full-on China syndrome to own the libs in perpetuity.
I like that. God tier level trolling.
Yeah.
Very good.
Trump's not really trying to please anybody in particular with these appointments, except for who he thinks would do best for the American people. You know, lifelong entrenched bureaucrats, lifelong politicians. You can be mad.
Exactly. All right, we're moving on to our final page of housekeeping, the schizo page, where I can say whatever I want. Before we get there, make sure you tickle the juice. Algo, good, like, comment, P.O. Box, watch old shows. Not my best. All right, guys, there was a whistleblower and like a congressional hearing, and aliens are real.
Yeah.
We knew that because they've already done this, but we have some new, very interesting info that just came out this week about their capabilities and what they are. We're going to play our first clip here.
Any part of the federal government is knowingly concealing evidence about UAPs from the public.
Yes, sir.
100%.
Yes.
Yes. Thank you. I also want to just go down the line. I know you.
So everyone says yes.
To the government is concealing UAPs from the public.
Yes. And then this next guy talks about the capabilities of the crafts. This is my favorite clip from this section.
In our previous panel, we had Grush, and he had testified to say that some of these were interdimensional beings. Can you speak on that at all?
Ma'am, I'm not qualified, certainly as a scientist or otherwise, to speculate points of origin. I looked at everything from a scientific perspective. So if you look at, for example, instantaneous acceleration, which was one of the observables of the program that I belong to, ATIP, the human body can withstand about 9 G-forces for a short period of time before you suffer negative biological consequences, blackouts and ultimately redouts and even death. Comparison, our best technology, the F-16, which is this older platform, but one of our most highly maneuverable aircraft, manned aircraft, made by General Dynamics, can perform about 17 or 18 G-forces before you start having structural failure, meaning that the airframe begins to disintegrate while you're flying. The vehicles we're talking about are performing in excess of 1,000, 2,000, 3,000 Gs.
So are you...
What the fuck?
Some next level shit going on here.
So 9 Gs is what a human can handle. F-16 can do 17, 18, 19 Gs.
Yeah.
Thousands, 3,000 Gs these things are doing.
So the aliens are pretty capable. What lessons are we learning here?
Well, we're learning that some people have been talking about aliens for years. And they were right. Some vibed it and said, yeah, there are aliens.
Yeah, I mean, there's that guy on Joe Rogan, one of his most famous podcasts, was talking about how they were he was a whistleblower talking about how they were reverse engineering the aircraft, and if that's the same aircraft that goes 1,000 Gs, I don't know.
And then that guy said they were reverse engineering aircraft, and then like I forget the exact number. I think it was 7 out of the 9 they have were from archaeological digs, meaning they were from like thousands of years ago.
Oof,
kind of crazy.
Yeah.
And then there was one more thing, this write-up, basically about there's like a secret black site government agency that no one knows about and there's no oversight on. Can you read the first couple paragraphs?
A current or former U.S. government official acting as a UAP whistleblower says the executive branch has been managing UAP/NHI issues without congressional knowledge, oversight, or authorization for some time, quite possibly decades. These individuals have revealed the name of an active and highly secretive DoD Unacknowledged Special Access Program, or USAP. The source told me that the USAP is a strategic intelligence program that is part of the U.S. military family of long-standing, highly sensitive programs dealing with various aspects of the UAP problem. The new UAP whistleblower claims that the U.S. military and IC database includes videos and images using infrared, forward-looking infrared, full motion video, and still photography. So there's just an entire secret department somewhere that doesn't roll up to anybody that's kind of managing this. Some Men in Black type shit.
Unacknowledged Special Access Program.
Yeah.
I'm going to get a shirt that says that. I'm in it.
I'm unacknowledged special access member.
And like the thing that records the videos and takes the photos is called Immaculate Constellation or something. And apparently, remember that video we covered in Bonus Land of flight MH370 that got zapped and disappeared?
Over Malaysia, yeah, Malaysian Airlines.
Allegedly, that video was real where they got orbs circling it and they just swapped them out.
They zapped it somewhere.
They zapped it into a wormhole.
I don't know about that one,
but everything else, all right. Let me
crazy that like we're in a weird spot, man. 2024, and it's like many people are trying to like say it to Congress on camera. I don't know.
We're in alien territory now that Trump's
Show us something. Show us a craft. Show us something. Don't we deserve to know? We're all just going with people in suits talking to congressmen, talking to Anna. You know?
Yeah, that's our friend.
I know. It's crazy.
The world gets small once you start knowing people.
Yeah.
All right. Now we're off of aliens and onto my own stuff.
Okay.
Dolphins are swimming next to a boat, and because of the bioluminescent water, the algae or the microbes, look what's going on to the dolphin. It looks blue and beautiful. Isn't that crazy?
Nature is lit, brother.
And here's my take. If you were on a boat in 1400 and you saw that, you'd say, I saw a mermaid. I know what I saw. You can't convince me otherwise. I saw this shiny blue thing in the water. You can't tell me it's not.
Aren't they familiar with dolphins, though? And then they just go, that's a dolphin, but blue.
But if you only you can screen grab it as it's swimming away and you see the tail and you can't see the rest and it's light up blue, that could, if I was in 1400s, that could make me spiral into being like a crazy person in the town who knows what he saw, like the guy who's hunting Bigfoot or something.
Okay, that's fair.
That's all I wanted to say. Is I'm not trying to, but then I'm not discrediting the aliens either.
Okay.
That's different.
Yeah, you're good. You're good.
All right. Final piece of housekeeping. Oliver Cho, one of my soon-to-be clients. He's a musician. I'm trying to sign him. He's been working really hard. I've been working really hard to sign him. Here's his most recent song.
To the heart and mind, in the rain it's kind. There's no comfort in the truth. Pain is all you'll find. I'm never gonna dance again. Guilty feet have gone unbeaten. Though it's easy to pretend. I know I'm not a fool. I straight never better to the cheer friend.
All right, that's our boy. I'm trying to sign him.
He dresses nice for this.
He dresses really nice. His background looks like ours, so maybe we're inspiring him. And he just launched his website. He can do birthday, he can do wedding, he can do anniversaire.
Anniversar.
And if you're getting married, like all he would need is for you to send wedding people name, wedding date, and your email address. So his website is up. You guys can request. Tell him Fleckus sent you. And comment like, hey, Oliver, you should sign with Fleckus. He's really interested.
Okay.
All right, last piece of housekeeping. I saw this picture on Twitter.
Yeah.
And I got really weird deja vu.
Okay.
Have you ever seen anything like that?
No, they're grilling Finding Nemo and shit, though. They're grilling tropical fish.
Grilling tropical fish.
Yeah.
I don't know. I just saw that, and I just had like a vivid core memory, and I don't know what it's from. And I was just hoping maybe someone in the audience knows what I'm talking about or has that same shared memory.
Okay. Doesn't ring any bells to me. I actually have something. Last page of housekeeping. I have something for you. Another pretty compelling video.
No, we have time.
All right. I'm just going to show it to you. I'm going to play it, and you tell me what you think. See?
Could be a lion-headed bird cryptid.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
But I don't know what it is. It's probably a robot.
All right.
Well, that's the end of housekeeping. We are moving on to Cringe of the Week. All right, our first clip of Cringe, it's Blue Anon. It's the Democrats' version of QAnon, and we have a little compilation here.
Yeah, this was from Based Latin, so.
We have a secret language now, okay? And she's leaving us Easter eggs in our secret language.
Kamala Harris won the election. They wanted to see, they knew all along.
His team made it look like he won, and they cooked the numbers. But
The way she walked off that stage. Her walk-off, I know that walk-off.
When it is dark enough, can you see the stars?
The whole last 4 years have been about setting up DJT.
Prosecutors are not going to show their hand.
We are witnessing the biggest sting in American history.
She knows how to handle men like Donnie.
What if they've been playing the ultra long game?
Maybe the yellow represents the Democrats and the red represents Republicans in this election.
Won by this huge margin, called
the Connect Four, looking into that.
I love watching other people spiral.
I love watching other people spiral too. And some people might say, oh, well, the right has QAnon. Well, at least our side makes sense. Like the bad guys that we don't like should go to jail and did do treason. And like, oh, COVID or the election or everyone in Hollywood's a pedophile. That just hasn't come out yet.
Yeah,
it's true. We're ahead of it. There are clues.
They're saying that the people who are in power are giving it away to play the long game and get Trump in prison, which they haven't been able to do the entire 4 years he hasn't been in power. I don't know. I can't really see the path, but I'm happy for these people that they're having fun.
Yeah.
They're getting online and telling their friends about it.
And you get excited. There's clues everywhere you look.
And then eventually you reach a rock bottom demoralization point, probably. And,
the end of Trump's term. Yeah. You're like, any minute now, they're going to bust down the doors and arrest him for what he did.
This is all a soundstage. This isn't Burbank.
And like, meanwhile, Joe Biden's in a soundstage in the basement of, I don't know, the White House, maybe. And then, So at least our side is true, and their side is spiraling.
Okay.
And then obviously with the election and stuff, people on the left have been spiraling and humiliating themselves on social media.
Crying, begging, 5 stages of grief, all the pathetic stuff.
And then this lady is mad that some people on the right are making fun of them.
I know this week has been an incredibly difficult week for a lot of us. There's just no words, right? It's an understatement. It's been a lot. What I came on here to say, first and foremost, is that if you are someone who is online right now commenting, reposting stories, or making fun of the people who are sad this week, or belittling them, mocking them, if that's something that you are actively doing and finding joy in online right now, truly, just the biggest of these.
All right. I think she's talking about us.
Hey, I'm enjoying it, and I'm not going to stop enjoying it. And if you cry about us enjoying it, that actually gives me fuel.
Yeah, and we remember everything that was said and done to us, and it's finally our turn to be in power, remembering all that.
Yeah.
It's kind of like when the bully beats everyone up all year, and then one day the bully gets beat up and starts crying.
Yeah.
Like, do you feel bad for the bully? Maybe a little, not really.
Certainly not. COVID deaths, all the shit, the January 6th, grandma's in jail, solitary confinement, all these things. And then what you were going to do to us. Yeah, I'm going to laugh at a fat girl crying on TikTok and filming herself doing it.
That's all, you guys posted it. We didn't go hack your phone and take your photo library and go, oh, she was crying in the mirror last night.
Exactly. I'm hacking into your iCloud. You posted it. We're going to find it. And you should know better. It's not like the early days of the internet. Like, what? That's not who I meant it for. It's like, the game is the game, right?
The game is the game. And it was mentioned in The Art of War by Sun Tzu. Meme them until they cry, then make memes about them crying.
Yep. That was chapter 1, honestly.
That's exactly what we're doing. And here's another example of someone who's posting it online.
I just realized that I'm too scared to use dating apps now. I want to go on it, and I just, every message and every profile just makes me think that it could be somebody somebody like that's emboldened by Trump.
So you're scared to use dating apps because you might meet somebody emboldened by Trump. You're not safe.
And she's bawling because of it. She's incoherent, pausing to bawl because someone might like Trump on the dating app. And that was always true.
And also, if you went on a date with a Trump supporter, you'd be safer because they're more likely to be carrying a gun and more likely to be masculine and able to defend you from an illegal migrant that you voted for that could just punch you on the subway for no reason.
Yeah, she wants to be able to, go on a date with a hipster liberal denim jacket boy who goes, yeah, fuck Trump. And then they have sex or something. I don't know what she's looking for. How often are you on the apps? Shouldn't you find someone? Like, I can't go on the apps just like every week or what? Like, shouldn't they?
That's a good point.
All you need is one. So you're crying over this because you can't constantly access the app?
Yeah, that's a good point.
I don't know.
And then the Democrats she goes on dates with probably have smaller jeans than her.
Yeah, tight little man jeans. Yeah,
little legs.
She's a big girl. So
all right, let's get on to our next piece. We mentioned this in the intro. This girl was on a stream chatting thing where you get paired with random people online. Everyone's chatting, and she says the no word, and look what happens after.
You okay? You have bronchitis?
Huh? Shut me.
I just want to let you know that that's very fucking cringe.
That's that one guy! He's that one! No! He's live streaming this! Oh my god! No! 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 I know you! I'm so good! Oh my god!
See you on TikTok.
So he's like a famous live streamer, and she knows that he was live streaming, so she said the N-word, and now her life is over, and he's going to put it online, and at the end he goes, see you on TikTok.
His entire content is trapping or finding people doing something that they shouldn't be doing and shaming them.
And then you post it online and get the kid kicked out of their school or not able to go to college because they said the N-word in a 15-year-old live stream chat.
Yeah.
But meanwhile, you actually have remember that story we covered? The black teenagers who stole the car, ran over the military old man veteran, killed him, were laughing on video about it, and then they got let go?
Yeah.
We don't want to ruin their life.
Yeah, we can't ruin their life. Just this white girl who, her prefrontal cortex isn't even close to being developed. It's like patrolling for someone doing a totally normal, edgy teen thing is crazy to me. And this guy, I've seen other videos of this guy. He ran into, it's like Omegle or whatever, the video chatting thing. He ran into a known racist guy who just goes around saying slurs on that site. And he goes, oh, what's up? And he goes, nothing much. They just kind of he doesn't even stand up to someone who's really doing it.
Yeah, 13-year-old girl.
Yeah.
That's easy. You're a tough guy.
Yeah, you're my victim. But the guy who's really doing it, who's actually
who's another
funny,
man.
Yeah. He just goes, well, okay.
I'm just going to skip.
You have nothing to lose. You don't have a job I could get you fired from, so goodbye.
Yeah, that's so bad.
Yeah, but this is what these pussies are up to, and that's all they got, And I think there's a renaissance in terms of refusing to be canceled soon.
Yeah.
You did this when you were 15? Okay, good. All right. Sorry.
You're hired.
Yeah, you're hired. Welcome.
All right, next, we're going to go fast through the last page of Cringe. This girl posted abortion tips, I guess. It says, remember, ladies, 1,000 milligrams of vitamin C every 2 to 4 hours for 4 to 7 days is not safe while you're pregnant. Disgusting pigs.
Yep, real pig shit. So they're communicating to each other. This is how oppressed people communicate. They post their face with the message on their known personal profile with the message
about how to kill a baby.
Yep, and then no consequences, obviously, so that should tell you how much of the Handmaid's Tale this is.
Yeah.
They're really oppressed, right?
No one's tracking her down to ruin her life.
Yeah, so hopefully she gets that message across to the lady who's bawling about maybe meeting a Trump supporter on a dating app, and they can go have these abortions together or something.
Yeah.
These vitamin C-induced abortions. Good for them.
Yep. Next is the New Zealand Haka. We've covered these people before. But here they are in action in their parliament or whatever.
This is in resistance to a bill. So we've obviously made fun of the Haka. We just recently did it with the military, and we said the girl shouldn't be doing it. Now it's in the political chambers, the highest office in New Zealand.
So yeah, white people come, they make New Zealand more civilized, and then they're nice and they go, let's put natives in a suit and let them have a say in what we're up to in Parliament.
They should probably have a representative here, right? You know, they were here first. We built this whole government and society, but they should probably have a say, right?
Yeah, and then they start yelling and jumping around and ripping shit up.
Then they do 15th century or like thousands-year-old yelling dances in response to a bill. And it's like, excuse me? What was your point? Oh, you just don't like it? Can you use words? Can you talk to me about what you'd like? So I'm so sick. I've never seen something. This is like a millennial Redditor thing. Like, they're doing the haka. Look, it's so cool. And I've never seen something more cringe or played out in my entire life. Like, guys, we're the lawmakers of this country. Do we have to yell? Do we have to do this? And then I was thinking, we probably, what's the American equivalent? Like, all the Democrat senators putting on that African thing and then doing the Black Lives Matter kneel? Like, we have some of our own skeletons in our closet.
Or before we go, we have to acknowledge we're on stolen land.
Exactly. So, you know, it's never been, it's at an all-time low, I think. The haka it had its moment, and it's now just you're yelling in Parliament, right?
So bad.
So,
all right.
Not a serious country. And, you know, you let the people in, you do them a favor. You say, yeah, you could join, you could have a say. And then they just start singing.
We'll stop using the gunpowder on you.
Yeah. Oh, no, my machine gun? Never mind. I'll settle down, right?
Yeah,
I
might have to wrestle a girl who's yelling.
Yeah, I have a change of heart because you did the stupid organized dance.
All right, let's finish Cringe strong with our last few clips. This guy got a nose job. I don't really show stuff like this a lot, but here it is. So he's got a big nose.
You know what's up. Real curve to it.
You know?
That's his ethnic heritage, right?
Maybe he'll straighten it out a little bit. Dog.
They gave him the gay realtor nose. They gave him a girl button-nosed twink nose.
Newport Beach gay realtor nose.
Yeah.
You got like the Who people nose, which is becoming a trend. You know the Who's from Dr. Seuss?
Dr. Seuss, yeah.
The Who people, that's the kind of nose job people are getting. These little like button nose slope things.
Yeah.
Bad.
Yeah, he went from this to the reverse and tiny. So
you could have just maybe shaved it off or done a little bit. I'm from the camp of just you got what you got.
You wear your ethnic heritage on your face, and then this guy goes, no, my new heritage is I'm a twink. Like, I want to be a twink, and I want everyone to know that as soon as they see my face.
And then his father had the nose like that. His grandfather had the nose like that. His grandfather.
His kids will have the nose like that.
His kids will have the nose.
Oh, but he probably doesn't have kids because it goes in the guy's...
You can't get pregnant in a butt.
You can't get pregnant in a dude's butt, so...
Well, let's go to our next clip for someone who's maybe trying.
If you're queer and your family voted for Trump like mine did, hi, hello, I'm your mother now. Just checking in. Have you drank water today? Did you eat? Did you take your meds? Did you breathe? Are you breathing? You gotta breathe in your belly, babe. Let's take a breath together, okay? Ready? Inhale through
Pause
the nose.
it. We're not going to do that simultaneous breath, because that could be how they transfer the demon.
Okay, good. Look at the chin on this moon man. He's got the moon face. Look at that chin.
He's your mom now.
He's going to shave that chin off at some point, too. Give himself the button nose.
Yeah. This guy needs to do a round of ivermectin.
Get the dewormer. He's got worms in him or something.
I don't know what it'll do exactly, but I think it'll help.
Hey, it's a start. It's not going to solve anything, but it's a start.
Our last piece of Cringe is your little passion project here.
It's not even a passion project. I just wanted to get back to the roots of the show a little bit. We're constantly observing trans people. We're trying to get to the bottom of monkeypox. How'd the dog get monkeypox? All these kind of like little things. And we found out recently via a Reddit post that trans people are sometimes pissing themselves because of medication they're on.
That's weird. I knew they smelled like shit. I didn't know they were covered in piss.
Okay, I officially hate Spyro, and Spyro is a medication that they take. So I work for UPS, and it's not always convenient to go to the bathroom. And if you are on Spyro, you know that 8 ounces of water means a gallon of piss every 5 minutes. I was rushing home from work and was less than a block from my house when I could hold it no more. And so now my car smells like piss. Fuck my life.
Covered in piss.
So you're like wearing makeup, you're sweaty from a day of UPS, pissing yourself in the car because that's how important it is to be like a woman. That's so mentally ill. That's not even funny. And then Spyro apparently is used because it can reduce testosterone and can treat acne in women, excessive hair growth in women, and some types of hair loss. So there, any means necessary, even if you're pissing yourself in your car on your way home from work.
Covered in piss.
Disgusting.
All right, well, we're going on to urban decay. It's going to get a little worse. Urban decay is a little fast and light, so we're going to treat it that way, okay?
Okay.
First things first, there's a new menu item in, I believe, New York City.
Yeah, grilled guinea pigs are this NYC's restaurant's shocking specialty, and the head is the best part.
So we reported on this like a year ago when they were grilling guinea pigs like under the bridge in Queens or whatever.
Yeah, on the street. The Guatemalans were really grilling them up.
And then everyone was like, there's like a meme that goes along with this where it's like, oh, that's not really happening, that's conspiracy. Or it's happening a little bit, but it's no big deal. And then it gets to, well, it's happening and it's actually good. The guinea pig is on sale.
Yeah.
It's our best item on the menu.
We're there. Yeah.
That's where we're at. Can you tell us a little more about the guinea pig itself?
Well, that's the experience at the restaurant La Casa del Cuy, literally the house of the guinea pig, translated. So I guess they're called Cuy, or I don't know how to pronounce it. And it's in Corona, Queens, that grills and serves the rodent whole, essentially every part but the squeak.
Well, they got bits for it.
And they call it snout to tail. They eat it, and they say the head is the best part. Here's the chef or the manager saying it's better than chicken, better than rabbit. Lucio Barrera told the Post, even claiming that the head is the best part. And it's $110 and selling like hotcakes. And they're selling it in large quantities, and they're getting it imported from South America. They get it shipped in frozen because there's no guinea pig meat in the United States. And
I assumed Petco.
Yeah.
I assumed they were just going to Petco and buying the $12 guinea pigs.
And honestly, it might be a cover story. Yeah, we get it shipped in. We get it shipped in from South America. Don't look too much into it. And the truck drives away, Casa del Cuy, and he pulls up to Petco. But yeah, I don't know. And how much is a guinea pig? $25, and they sell it for $110. Margins on this are insane. All you need is like an executive chef looking guy in an appropriate outfit and be like, eat the guinea pig. If it's a fat woman on the street grilling on a tipped over shopping cart, can't charge $110 for it.
A little different.
Yeah.
All right, let's get to our next story.
I don't know what the end goal is here. I don't want to see guinea pig meat harvesting ever open up in the United States, though. So Donald Trump, please help us. Just deport some of these people, too, right?
Yeah.
The demand for the guinea pig in Queens is probably sustained by
sting operation.
But then again, it's $110. And Eric Adams just took away their EBT cards. Or
$110, that could be like how you catch like the stupid liberals who are like, yeah, this is good. This is better than chicken and rabbit. It's like it's like sophisticated.
Yeah.
You get some real stupid liberals that think they're smart and supporting the local community. There's nothing wrong with eating a guinea pig.
Yeah.
Idiot.
Disgusting. Right. It's a rat. You're eating a rat.
You're eating a rat.
Big rat.
Our next clip is a kid doing galaxy gas and smoking a blunt at the same time.
That's probably extra brain fried, right?
Yeah, it ain't raising his IQ. At least he's having fun.
That's the next piece of our galaxy gas saga. It's extremely flammable, and if you're low IQ enough to be using galaxy gas, you're probably not high IQ enough to understand that.
That's a good point.
You get trapped. It's called a Chinese finger trap. And all of a sudden, you're burnt.
That's a great point, Richard.
Yep.
You're on fire today.
Thank you.
All right, another fight at Spirit Airlines.
Bitch, don't play with me. Do not play with me. Do not play with me, because I'm not the one nor the two. You're not the one or the two. Let's go. You ain't got shit done. You ain't gonna do nothing.
Name my ticket.
Speaking on me for nothing. Like I said, keep my fucking name out your mouth, bitch.
Out your mouth, because mine is always in yours for some reason.
No, some reason. Back the fuck out of here. Fuck out of here. Fuck out of here before I slap the shit out of you.
You're not gonna smack shit.
Try me.
You think you're fucking tough? I'm not
Try me.
trying.
Try me, Tantika. I be done drop kicked your ass. Fuck out of here, you dirty bitch.
I'm not dirty.
Yes, you are. Fuck out of here. You and your raggedy ass fucking bitch. Fuck out of here. Go suck a dick.
And it's not like they said, let's fight after work in the parking lot. It's like they're just doing, like that right there is a fireable offense.
Of course.
100%. You have perks of probably free flights. You can probably have health insurance, stuff like that, dental, and you're gonna throw it all away because, like I said, you ain't gonna do shit. You just that's not on brand. You just ruined it.
And then this is like a 40 plus, maybe 50-year-old woman. And the funny part is, at the beginning, it's kind of like she bumps her, right? But they're all trying to get their one-liners in. And then the lady, the main instigator who did the bumping, she goes, I'm not the one or the two. And then like 2 seconds later, she says, you're not the one or the two. So she was really hammering. She really likes that line.
She's got bits.
But it's interchangeable for either person. It doesn't really matter. But yeah, workplace. Even the Spirit Airlines employees are fighting each other. I thought it was mostly limited to passengers. But, the airline's going bankrupt, and maybe it should. Maybe it should just go away. I think they declared bankruptcy. Their stock's at like $1.50 or something. Maybe it's time.
And then that lady...
But actually, we need Spirit as a magnet for those types of passengers.
To keep the other airlines clear of all the riffraff.
They'll spill over to United, Delta, American,
Middle seat.
Middle seat, and you and your friend, you go, I'll book the aisle. You book the window. Maybe middle seat will be open. Spirit's closed. You never know who's going to get in there.
Someone who's not the one or the two.
Someone who's fat, angry, and brought their crab on the flight.
I need to microwave this.
All right, maybe we got to save Spirit because that's a segregating thing.
Hashtag save Spirit.
Yeah.
And
Donald
then
Trump. Get the guinea pigs out and please save Spirit.
There's a little hack I do. You can fly Spirit Airlines first class.
Yeah.
And you get like a real first class seat and you're in the front of the plane. You don't have to even look at anyone behind you. And you're kind of like, you go on whenever you want and then you're the first one off and you weren't even on Spirit. It's kind of an Italian job.
The only problem with that, I agree, that's a great hack. And I'm sure demand on Spirit for first class is very low, so you end up getting a cheaper fare. Not many Spirit flyers are first class flyers. But you have the exact same chance, like say any given airline, their chance to be delayed because like someone's unruly or getting dragged off or the police need to come on, that's elevated on Spirit.
That's true.
So you could be an hour delayed because they need to get a guy who ate too many edibles off,
Or someone says shit about him.
Someone stepped on their Air Force Ones.
It popped off.
Exactly. So that's the only caveat to that, but that is a good hack.
There is a pop-off factor. And then to amplify the hack as well, you should get the second row. Because when you get there, if you're in the first row, the plan is you come 5 minutes before the door closes and you get right to your seat. But if you're in the front row, the above cabin things are all going to be full and there's nothing in front of you to put your bag under. So if you have a carry-on, you should get the second row first class so you can put your bag underneath the seat in front of you and just get right to your seat.
Are you going to do that hack that you told me about? This is good advice, and that's why I'm remembering this hack that should have been in housekeeping. Remember?
Yeah.
Babysitter hack? Are you going to do that on the
Should I do it right now?
I don't know. It's not really... make it the first thing in Uplifting Gold. How about? And we'll continue with Urban. But we can't forget that. That was pretty good advice, right?
Thank you. That's a great point.
All right.
Our last piece of urban decay, there's a poster about people who are rude on the subway, playing on their phone too loud, talking on speakerphone and shit.
It says, don't spoil the ride. Please use headphones. And they use a graphic of a small Asian woman with music blaring from her cell phone and a Middle Eastern man or an Arab guy going like this, fingers in his ears. He can't focus on the subway.
It's very rude. You know how those old Asian women are in movies? Always on their phone, on speakerphone, or always on their phone, on speakerphone. Always talking to other Asians on their speakerphone.
It's crazy to me because they always have to do it backwards, right? We know who's on their speakerphone. It's black people. And that's why AOC's trying to figure out whose podcast everyone's listening to or what do people like about this. Fox News can't say it's black people on their speakerphone.
And who are they on speakerphone with? Other black people.
It's easy. It's actually easy to crack.
They love being on speakerphone, and then who are they talking to? Other black people who also love to be on speakerphone.
So, they have to do it. They do it the opposite way to an Asian girl. And they could have used stick figures. They could have used like the men's bathroom guy that had they didn't have to make her Asian. They could have made it like an innocuous.
You could just put words.
Yeah. please don't use speakerphone on the subway. And then it applies to everyone. They have to make it backwards. And that's so funny to me.
Me too.
The artist is like, who should I make it? And then there's kind of like a vague thing where nobody explicitly tells anybody to make it like anything. And then that's how you get to the overcorrected PC backwards, right? It's like, oh, just, I don't know, listen to your heart. The manager or the person who gives the assignment goes, oh, just do what you feel. And then you
I don't want to get in trouble.
I can't do reality. Yeah, so
that's a great point.
That's how we get here.
Well, that is the end of Urban Decay. We're moving on to Uplifting Gold. I guess I'll start the Uplifting Gold with that thing you just remembered.
Yeah.
I thought of something and I cracked it. And then I told Richard Raupoy about it and he said, you cracked it.
Yeah.
And it's random. It's unfortunately something I can't use in my life yet, but here we are. It's random, but I did crack it. If you are parents to children who are, say, like not babies who just need to be like watched to make sure they're sleeping and normal, like children who are active.
Yeah.
If you're parents to children who are active and you're looking for a babysitter, you should take as many cover letters and resumes for babysitters as possible.
Which this is the only flaw in the plan because I said, how many babysitters actually have this?
I think it's kind of normal. I'm a cover letter. Hey, Mr. and so-and-so, I would like to babysit. I babysat for 10 years.
Yeah.
I'm on the varsity lacrosse team. I blah, blah, my free time. Okay. So you get as many resumes or cover letters as possible. Then you find a babysitter who has a skill, a unique skill or talent and has excelled in that, in something that you'd want your kid to do. So if you have a 10-year-old girl and you're looking for a babysitter and you find a girl who plays violin on the state chair or whatever, or she's on the varsity lacrosse team, or she's a watercolor painter, or she's on the chess team, you find whatever skill that would fit your child based on your child's talents and what they gravitate towards. Then you hire that babysitter, you buy your kid a flute or watercolors or a lacrosse stick, whatever the babysitter does, and you go, oh, Jenny, you're our new babysitter. Thanks so much. This is little Mary, our daughter. You play lacrosse, right? She just got a lacrosse stick. Maybe when you come over to babysit, you can throw the lacrosse ball around.
Yeah.
Maybe when you come over to babysit, you can play the flute or teach her how to, you guys can watercolor. And whatever that skill set is the babysitter has that they've excelled at, varsity, whatever, flute, watercolor, you can have them be a little mentor to your kid and get them up to the level they're at or close or far enough. Because a lot of times the babysitter who has no skills, and you're like, oh, let's go to the park and kick the ball.
Yeah.
I suck at soccer. You suck at soccer. We're just going to waste a couple hours here kicking a ball and get nothing out of it. But if your person is, oh, I'm going to play soccer at Georgetown next year, you can do some drills. You can kick really well. You can get her, like, you can be here and she's here, and then you guys can go like that. You can get your kid to a higher level, and you can just, by picking a babysitter who's good at something that they can do while they're babysitting.
The main point, strategically recruit your babysitter to give you an edge. That's it, you know?
And that's called amplified babysitting.
Exactly.
It's amplifying it. So that's uplifting.
Yeah, I thought that was a good point, and maybe someone who's like looking for a new babysitter and their kid plays lacrosse or violin or tennis or something. And then it's like you go to the high school tennis team courts, you go, hey, anybody babysitting here? Like you start recruiting and going
Come over
out.
to my house.
Yeah.
But that is I think that's a good idea, and I think a lot of times people just pick whoever or just whatever.
Yeah. The neighbor girl, she's good.
And then you get whatever.
Yeah.
But if you want your kid to have a skill, find a babysitter who has that skill
And
too.
then you can even pay a higher rate a little bit, a little bit.
And if you're the babysitter and you're like a great chess player, a couple games of chess isn't like, oh, I have to, I'm at work. You're at work. You're playing chess. It's going to kill 2 hours. Like, this is great.
Yep.
Everyone's happy. All right, we have to go fast through Uplifting Gold now because that wasn't planned.
Okay.
Can you just read that?
Trump media short sellers lost $420 million after betting against stock before blowout election victory.
Should have called us. We would have tell you what's going to happen.
Yep.
All right, next.
So good to see. I don't know if that's a buy at this point, though. DJT, there's like no revenue, but it just became a proxy for the election. But whatever. All right. Russell Okun took half of his salary in Bitcoin in 2020. So he has now turned $6.5 million into $45 million. And the haters are silent.
Love that.
So these guys are getting paid in Bitcoin. Bitcoin just hit 93,000, and they got clowned on. I think Odell Beckham took half of his salary in Bitcoin too, or something.
Good.
And it's come around, right?
Yep. Next, we got a cow on a horse. Didn't know that was possible.
Strap them in.
Didn't know they could do that.
Okay.
Next, we have long bike.
Tady teďka potřebuju nabrat směr. Dobře. Jedu. Tak to dí někam. Teď si mě málem vzal. Ty moc nevychází totiž to.
Pretty good. Never saw a long bike before.
They're having fun.
Long bike.
Long bike. That's it.
Old Asian people tennis.
Good volley.
That's a lot of fun.
I think you like Asian people too much. You think anything they do is funny.
Yeah. Because they're like they're earnest.
Yeah, they're smart. They're smart. You're right. They're earnest. They try hard. They karaoke. They give it their all. Americans, white people, sometimes have too much shame. They just go all out. They go, I'm playing tennis. This is how I play tennis.
And they were good at tennis.
Yeah. All right. You're free. You're free to go.
Thank you. Next is what U.S. presidents would look like today from back then.
What U.S. presidents would look like today. George Washington. What he would look like today.
That's real.
What he would look like.
That's a real guy.
That is.
What he would look like today.
That's a real guy.
James Madison. What he would look like today.
All right.
James.
That's good.
Yeah.
They all look like real people. Sometimes you look at people from a long time ago and you think like, we're so different now. Yeah. We don't look anything like these people. All you got to do is throw them in a suit.
Yeah.
Take the wig off.
George Washington, I guess, looks the weirdest.
Yeah.
But whatever. Yeah. Good to know.
All right. What's next? AI can't recreate this. So that was AI. This is something AI can't do. Hey, that's not nothing.
Again, you like the Asian people. You like the Asian.
All right. That is the end of Uplifting Gold. We have a couple shout outs. First things first, we have a dirt bike shout out.
Fleckus Talks the podcast, ranked the best new podcast of all time.
Pretty good.
Pretty good.
Love a dirt bike shout out.
Yeah.
All right, and we do have some shout outs to end the show. It's anniversary week, so I give happy anniversary to Holden and Sabrina. November 12th. They've been married. They love the show. They call it Fleckus Days when a show comes out.
Very nice.
And then we have happy anniversary to Kyle and Brittany Baskin. 13 years on 11/11.
There you go.
They got married on 11/11. Nice work, pal. Kyle, nice work. And then we had the dirt bike.
Easy to remember for Kyle there, yeah.
Yep.
That's a hack.
And then that is actually the family there. Kyle and Brittany Baskin and their kids. And they love the show.
Yeah, your buddy Wayne DM'd me. He offered me $50 to give you a shout out.
We didn't take the money. We just did it.
We declined the money. You don't have to pay for that.
And that's the end of the show. Thank you guys for watching. Like, share, subscribe, all the good stuff. FleckusTalks.com for a 30-minute bonus land dropping right now. We have a great bonus land coming if you're still watching, or maybe for the weekend if you have nothing to do tomorrow or Sunday or Monday and you want to watch another episode before the next episode, you can arrange it so you have 4 days of Fleckus Talks the podcast if you do it right by joining bonus land.
Wow. I never thought about that. I'm going to sign up right now.
Smart. And if you sign up, you also get the backlog, so you can watch like days of the show without stopping.
That's true.
All right. Have a nice weekend, everybody. Thank you for watching. We'll see you on Tuesday.
Which podcasts are you listening to? Which accounts are you subscribing to?